Tambutso Mnangagwa special advisor, that is Paul Temta Tungwarara, has reached out to Rutendo Matinyarare, seeking Rutendo Matinyarare to de-escalate, because you could tell that a few days ago, Rutendo Matinyarare was throwing diesel, paraffin, and anything that could dismantle ZANU-PF as a matter of as fast as possible. And he was actually launching missiles left, right, and center at Takwirei, as well as also at Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. Now it appears there is a scheduled round table meeting between Rutendo Matinyarare as well as also Tungwarara, who happens to be the special advisor to Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. And Rutendo Matinyarare seems to have been lured because he has been pampered with a gift. Firstly, he was given a car. It is circulated on social media on the page of Tungwarara, and Rutendo Matinyarare has already appreciated the token of appreciation. As I have always said to you, that it's very difficult to trust an individual like Rutendo Matinyarare that is fighting CAB Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 genuinely. I think for him it is the fact that they decided, especially Gudawashe Chagure decided to close the tap, the financial tap to Rutendo Matinyarare, and he was left with no option. When we are used to receiving money for free, and then you don't receive that particular money, that is what exactly happened. And you trust Rutendo Matinyarare at your own peril. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hloniphani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So Tungwarara, taking it to the social media, specifically X, he wrote the following message. At Matinyarare, your car is ready to be collected. Congratulations. Let us find an amicable way of resolving our differences. That was Tungwarara writing, and this is the response of Rutendo Matinyarare. He says, thank you so much, Dr. Appreciated. I am currently away on some business, but if it's okay with you, send me the papers. I will arrange insurance and for spray tech to put the chrome cover. My brother or father will come and pick it up during the week. Does that work for you? And Tungwarara respond and say, because you have shown the right attitude, I hope you are going to de-escalate the attacks on the president and everyone else. You have demonstrated a right mental attitude and a real commitment to this country and President Itim Mnangagwa. As a first condition for our upcoming round table meeting, I want you to come and collect your Toyota 300 series. Let me know when you are in Harare so we can arrange for you to pick up your car. See you. And then, you see, this thing, in my view, I think it's a trap for Rutendo Matinyarare, but Rutendo seems to be, driven by money so much. And then in that post, there is a post also where Tungwarara says, no problem, they can get in touch with my team, be placed forward we go. He says, we'll do, doctor. And then someone says, Chalin P. Chikomo says, good brother Matinyarare, I have a quick questions. I hope you will find time to respond because I'm now struggling to locate your position. Is your fight genuinely about Zimbabwe and its people, or it is a fight for remunerations you feel you did not receive? Is your fight about defending the constitutional mutilation in CAP3 or winning back the attention of your enumerators who would obviously want you on their side? Lastly, what does success look like for you, Rutendo, in a nice raptor or well remunerated or a new and a great Zimbabwe for everyone? Please help me understand this, my brother. It would go a long way. Thank you. And then Rutendo Matinyarare responded and says, we have been invited to a round table discussion with the president's advisor. That is a huge opportunity to air our grievances. It means our voices have been heard. So now let's take a seat at the negotiation table. Don't all political fights end in dialogue and negotiation to reach the best settlement? On the issue of whether I serve Zimbabwe or not, when I fought sanctions, were you there? When I fought for Zimbabweans not to be deported from South Africa, were you there? When I fought GMOs in Zimbabwe, were you there? When I fought a constitutional amendment, Bill 3 now, and risked my life and family, were you there? Have you ever supported anything I do for Zimbabwe in any way? Have you done anything for Zimbabwe that qualifies you to question my loyalty to my? If you feel that I don't know what I am doing, why don't you do it since you know better? Why emotions so high? Why emotions so high? And I like the response. Let me see what Charlene P. Chikomo says. Says, firstly, thank you for your response, though I must admit I keep wondering about its tone. Since when did asking questions become a motion of no confidence? Where did I say you are doing nothing or that you do not know what you're doing? You seem more angry than engaged with the substance of my questions. Be that as it may, I understand that politics is not without emotions, so I am unbothered. Thank you nonetheless. I asked these questions for posterity. We shall return to both the questions and the answer in the future. Comparing actions against promises. Thank you, sir. I think that was a good question. Rutendo Mate, someone says, does this change your position on CAP 3? It says, Hans the car is a token of appreciation to open room for a round table discussion. This is Rutendo. Why are you all ignoring the round table discussion of our grievances? With the president's advice? Are you suggesting that we can't negotiate what we want in a round table meeting? Don't all political fights end in dialogue and negotiations to reach the best settlement? What would you rather I do? Faraima Mukurunge says, you play fair, but your impact is felt. You are silenced. You have silenced Temba Mliswa and Takure, who will soon realize that this is just a waste of time, and say will teach Si Mukungu Nungwa soon for the same reason. But muting Jamanda too is wrong. Why is he not minister? And then someone says, this means from now on, going on, you will support CAP 3 and Mnangagwa. Some of us knew that it was going to end like this. This is classic soiling your image. He says, we've been invited to the round table discussion, so he still repeats the same thing. But as soon as I saw Rutendo Matinyarare actually beginning to punch, he has been consistent for those who can read the political language. And I kept on saying it, that to Rutendo Matinyarare, every time he would say, Gudawashe Takure could have been a good candidate for presidency if he only paid services for the people who did the job for him. So the grievance was in doing job for the ZANU-PF and not being paid. And look at this also. Let me predict this. The very same ZANU-PF is calling him for a round table. Remember, initially, he said he will send some people to go and collect his gift with some relatives of some sort. And then Tungwarara preferred that he comes himself and they come to the table. In my view, this is a trap. Rutendo Matinyarare has done a lot of damage to Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. And you know, in Ndebele they say, Zitiwa ngezikudlayo. I know Rutendo listens also to this channel. Zitiwa ngezikudlayo, which means you trap a fish by what it eats. They have realized something, that Rutendo Matinyarare, if you make an offer, give him an expensive car, it's an offer that he cannot refuse. And in turn, firstly, they can say, okay, let's give away a car and call for a round table and ask him to de-escalate, because this is a person who has very, very sensitive information. He has sat with the Central Intelligence Organization bosses, and it appears in handling and dealing with ZANU-PF officials, he has records for each and every ZANU-PF official. Be it Themba Mliswa, he has records of Themba Mliswa. Be it Budawashe Tagure, he has records of, I'm sure even the son of M. If he had to provoke Rutendo Matinyarare, we will wake up one morning, Rutendo having actually dropped the voices. He has a lot of information about Mnangagwa and the dodgy dealings with maybe the security sector. He seems also to have connections. Remember, Rutendo Matinyarare, he keeps on saying, according to my connection. This is what Ramaphosa came to Zimbabwe to do. According to my connection. This is what so and so. And he seems to have the connections with the security clusters, within even ZANU-PF. There are people who are giving him information. And that to Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa is a risk. And he has sold his image, I mean, by far. And ZANU-PF calling for a de-escalation, do you think it is genuine? I think, to me, they want to totally get rid of the person. In my view, they want to, because what he has done at the moment, he has actually tarnished the relations between Mnangagwa as well as also Budawashe Tagure and Themba Mliswa. I'm sure you saw Themba Mliswa being silenced because they know that, I mean, and also I think I cannot compare Themba Mliswa, I mean, Rutendo Matinyarare with Blessed Case. And I don't think Rutendo Matinyarare was genuinely fighting Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 because he is against it. If truth be told, people like Rutendo, they are just opportunists. They would do everything and anything for money. You notice that these people were to pay him, and what the approach that he decided to employ. Okay, let me go nuclear on them. Let me actually attack them. And he did so, and with the hope that and also he was pinning his hope that the other faction may actually win. And if the other faction win, he on the good side of this faction, especially when it takes over political power in Zimbabwe. Because now everyone in ZANU-PF, be it Barakashis, those who are smart, they are treading carefully. They don't know at the end of the day which faction will emerge. You can see Camp 3 has been delayed. It was supposed to be a done deal. Within the first week, it was introduced in the parliament. Yes, that's the truth. It was postponed with a week. Now there is further postponement up to Tuesday. Why? Because Mnangagwa senses stern opposition to this. And Tungwarara, don't ever think he's acting on his own. Definitely, they have asked him to intervene, and he has said, no, let me handle him. let me hang and try and take care of Rutendo Matinyarare, because he is damaging Mnangagwa left, right, and center. Will the round table result in Rutendo Matinyarare being forgiven and all his sins that he has committed just being forgiven? There is no way. That is why even himself, I think wherever he is sitting, drinking whatever, or smoking whatever he is smoking, he is even thinking about that. And also that car may be taken by him. We are dealing with ZANU-PF. You don't know what they have planted in that car. You know, these are the people who can use any tricks to get rid of you. Maybe they know that the person who will come to get the car, they may actually allow him to get the car. That car is received by Rutendo, and they just activate something in that car so that when he's driving it, he just sleeps and he goes. And maybe it is all the devices. They have made sure they have installed sufficient devices to actually deal decisively. I'm not scaring him, but this is ZANU-PF. And Rutendo Matinyarare has done. Mnangagwa is not a forgiving man. Maybe if it was someone else, I would say, yeah, maybe they have genuinely forgiven him and they want to really tone him down and maybe get him on their side. Does Mnangagwa need Rutendo Matinyarare? I don't think so. He has enough. I mean, he's working with Professor Jonathan Moyo. I understand this weekend he faced a lot of pressure and is doing a lot of consultation with Professor Jonathan Moyo, especially on what to do, because Chiwenga showed to be formidable over the past 2 weeks. And I'm quite sure Jonathan is busy working with them, advising them on the next strategy, on the way forward, because they noticed that Chiwenga faction was coming very, very hard. So I think on Rutendo Matinyarare, I said every time I would actually cover him because he was releasing the information that we want. When he releases, he exposes Mnangagwa, we'll cover that. It works well also for Zimbabweans to know how the regime of Mnangagwa has been operating. He has helped us with the information that he puts on the public domain. Now it helps us to understand Udawashe Chakure, Temba Mliso, and all those cronies of ZANU-PF and how corruption has deepened in Zimbabwe. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so and send us stars. Okanxubu Mhlabane is signing off. The network is giving me some bit of problems, but not so bad. Let me sign off. Let's meet on the other side of the live broadcast.